I'm sunburnt, tired, and my window don't go up. We can fix one of those things. Turn the key on. No bueno. Now, I've had a intermittent failure on the window switch for quite a while. And it was one of those funny things, like pulling into work, go to roll up the window, and it wouldn't. Get in the parking space, put it in park, and the window would go up. And it's always been that way. Like 1 second it won't work, the next second it will. Yesterday I finished a big job on the car and I was driving it around. Basically, long story short, when I got home, got done shooting that video, went to roll up the window, it wouldn't. Now we're going to work on fixing it. The very least, I want to at least rule out something in the switches. I'm guessing it is the connector in here. I've never been in this door. So there's typically 2 screws holding this piece in. On this one, for whatever reason, there's just one. And we need to take this off. You want to be very careful. This clear plastic is extremely fragile. Just take it easy. The bulb will be hot. Let's take it out. Set it in the piece from here. Now we can just move this out of the way. And we can see what's going on in here. Now I just want to move these wires and see if the window works now. Okay. And keep in mind, it doesn't work on either switch. Let's go ahead and remove this. That's 2 screws here and here. There we go. Gotta be careful. This is just cheap plastic. It breaks pretty easy. I think to make this easy to work on, I'm going to go ahead and remove the switch from the base here. Remove the switch from this plate here. Again, be very gentle. This is all old plastic and was cheap when it was new. One thing I'll notice is how this is not plugged in all the way. Okay, so I grabbed my power probe. This thing is pretty slick. It is like a test light, voltmeter, remote switch that can do both positive and negative. If you don't have one of these, you need to get one, especially if you're working on old cars. And what is interesting, all right, I got voltage coming in to the switch. I'm gonna unplug the switch. I'm gonna turn the car off and then unplug the switch. Oh. I only wish this was a little longer. Alright, that's got the voltage. Alright, so that's seeing. Let's see what happens when I hit the switch over here. Okay, so we're getting voltage at 10 is from the other side for down. Yep. So the power's getting here. That's 12 volts in all the time. Okay, one nice thing about a power probe too is you can use it to isolate the switches and stuff. And when I look at this, the pink wire goes to this guy here. Pink is power for the windows. And if I go to the center post, that is up or down, I'm not sure which. Oh, and then this one is the opposite. But what I'm noticing is I'm not getting a lot of conductivity here. I'm thinking I might clean up these posts and see if that's the problem. If not, I can steal the switch out of my Fleetwood just to test. I probably have some somewhere, but I don't know where they are. I'm getting good power here. I can try to clean those up too. This also wasn't seated all the way, so maybe perhaps that was the problem as well. That fit kind of loose, so let's see what happens here. No, nothing. Now let me see what we get here. That's a ground. That is hot. That is a ground. Hot. Ground, ground. Yeah, that. Okay. So what we just did was rule out the switch as a problem. And that's a bummer, because I was really hoping that the switch was the problem. That tells me that the issue is actually inside the door. This is my excited face. So, I guess the question is, am I feeling brave enough to take the door panel off today? It's been a long time since I've been in one. If I remember correctly, these two screws here, and then there's a pair of screws here, and that's just push pins holding the rest of the panel on. Kind of don't want to. I'm thinking it might be the right thing to do. Let's just go ahead and tear into it. At this point, I'm hoping it's just the connector on the motor itself. Just gonna unplug everything here. Gotta be careful, the thing for the door locks is always hot. That can just push through and be out of the way. I've never taken these off on this car. I'm a little nervous. Standard fare. There we go. I didn't even break it. Panel should be free. We just got to get the little push pins that go in around the edges. Now you gotta be careful, and chances are, yep, this one's already screwed up. A lot of plastic that goes into cardboard. That's all the backing is on these doors, so you want to go slow and take your time. Okay, I think the panel is loose now. If I remember right, these pretty much just lift straight up. Easier with the window down. Oh, well that's what color the door used to be. Fish the wires through. And we'll set this panel down. And I've told people for years that this car is a basket case, and it's been pieced together from other cars, and as you can see, yes, this door used to be bronze. Alright, well that's the door lock wiring that's spliced together haphazardly. A broken ground wire. Alright, again, I gotta look and learn. Well, I'm in there, and it is very oily on the connector for the motor. I'm gonna try to clean it up, but from what I can tell, everything is working as it should. If I This is the ground wire for the cigarette lighter, so I guess we'll just use that. Turn the key on. Stick that guy in there. Oop. Okay. Maybe I need to check that wiring. But anyway, we got 12 volts. That side, 12 volts on that side. So it appears to be working. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it is the motor. So in reality, I just need to order a motor. They actually come in a pair too, it looks like. They're not horribly expensive. Changing it might be interesting, but we'll get there. I'm going to clean these contacts up one last time. There isn't a whole lot of room for me to get the power probe in there and actually put power to it, but it's really looking like the motor's bad. There's a lot of oil on those contacts though. And oil is not the most conductive thing in the world. Yeah, I'll clean those off too. Ouch. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah. Hey! Hey, hey, hey! Chances are it was just a dead spot in the motor. Alright, let's put this back together and wrap this up. Now one thing, like I said, this is just cardboard and these kind of go in and they lock. So when you go to take this stuff apart, you want to be very careful that you aren't pulling these locks out. There isn't much holding them in at all. And then the back side of the armrest is just as, it's not even like plastic, it's almost like a resin type of thing. So this door has two different types. These are the ones I more associate with these Cadillacs. You just kind of fish them in and twist them. Must have been some aftermarket replacement ones somebody used for over here, where it was just a little tab. So big thing is just go slow, take your time, take it easy, don't get in a hurry, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm getting in a hurry. But you know, just take your time. You're not going to win against cardboard and plastic. Well, if I do this right, this will actually fit better than it did before. Yeah, that's not the right style clip. Since I'll be in here again, probably, I will acquire the right style clip. That's ready to go back on. I actually don't know if I've ever had one that still had the rubber underneath it. Fish our wiring and our light in. Fish the front end first. Get that locked in there. And now we can come. That part's a little tricky. All right. Now I got the front on there for the first time in God knows how long. I'm gonna raise the window up. Okay. It just makes it a little easier. It kind of helps hold it in place. And then just line these pins up one at a time. Again, just get it lined up. So we lost that corner one. Although we didn't lose that one. It was gone when we got here. Okay. Just want to check everything again. all the way. Excellent. Memory serves, these are really a bugger to get back in. And they break. A lot of times, this is actually, I've seen so many that don't have these two screws in there. And somebody had put these big washers on here. I actually like that big washer idea. I'd probably do that on one that wasn't screwed up. Intermittent problems are hard to solve, right? So it wasn't until it full on failed that I was able to diagnose what the issue is. I'll double check one last time. Yep. Double check to make sure I put the switch in right. This is also missing a tab here. Very common for these to break. All this stuff is just super brittle plastic, so it does not take much for it to break. It does not put up much of a fight. Put that on the correct way. When I was young, there was like 3 of us with Cadillacs, and we used to mess with my buddy Brian by flipping these upside down. Actually, I think it was the ones in the back, but we used to take and flip them upside down, and it'd drive them bonkers. And I think these just go in whichever way. Which one do I like the look of? I like this one, looks better. I'll put it in the front because you can't see the other one that easily, so when you're in the back. So seems good to me. There we go. Good enough. I will order a motor and replace this at some point. When I do, you better believe you will see it here on the Irate Garage channel on YouTube. If you look right here, you will see another video. Probably on this car? Who knows? But at any rate, I will pick it out just for you. Be safe. And I'll catch you over there as I hit my head way out. See you guys.